Hello everyone, Tennessee Tactical back at it again with another YouTube video for you. Sorry it took me forever to get this video out. I've been very busy at work and actually been under the weather a little bit, so it's kind of what delayed this kind of video. But anyway, we have finished FTH 212 striker fired pistols, and we're actually in our first week of the hammer fired pistol course. And so I figured what better of a time to go ahead and do the review and reflection for the course of FTH 212 striker fired pistols review. So if you haven't seen my first revolver review course video, that one will be posted down in the description below, and you can go check that out. Also, that's kind of how I'm going to be laid out the video. I've got my iPad here pulled up of each week, kind of what we learned. And I'm going to give you a little bit of opinions and things along that avenue, and then we're going to kind of give it a rating. So, FTH 212, striker fired pistols. And we learned about a lot in this course. Each week there was a quiz, an assignment, and a discussion, and then also your lecture, which is just your course material, which is the stuff that you actually actively learn and study throughout each week. So it's broken down into modules, so module 1, module 2, and that's would be week 1, week 2, week 3. And so, like I said, each week's got an assignment, quiz, and discussion. So on week 1, we learned basically tools for disassembly. So, you know, your punches, your hammers, things like that. We learned about the history of striker-fired pistols, all kinds of different history. Shop safety, we learned about shop safety there, different safety rules in the shop. What striker versus firing pin differences. And tools needed for striker-fired pistols. Also, we learned how to basically field strip the striker-fired pistol, and we learned how the different cycle of operations within the striker-fired platform. So that was week 1. Week 2, we'd done a detailed component view and in-depth part analysis. So basically, we dug very, very deep into the minute details of how each part works in the striker-fired platform. We also learned about different ammo types and ammo understanding, platform construction, materials, and physics. So different, materials that they use to make striker-fired pistols and different construction types of striker-fired pistols as well. We learned how to measure the barrel twist rate in our firearm. We learned how to do a trigger pull measurement as well as a headspace measurement. And then we learn how to assemble and disassemble our PSA dagger, as well as do a functions check on said firearm. So remember when I brought out the video of the parts of the PSA dagger? Well, here it is. We've completely built the thing, and I did a review on it. It's on YouTube. You can find it. So this is the PSA dagger that we had built for the school. This firearm has already been checked and cleared before the video. So we learned how to assemble the whole thing. It came in a bunch of parts, and we had to assemble it and then disassemble it again and then reassemble it, and then following a functions check. So that's what we had to do with the PSA dagger, which is basically a Glock 19 Gen 3 clone. That was week 2. So now in week 3, we learned how to service the striker-fired handguns and areas of inspection. So basically what this is saying is, think about a car, right? You take your car in and you get it serviced. Well, they're going to go and they're going to look at different areas like your undercarriage, your drivetrain, your powertrain, your tires, your brakes, your calipers, your rotors. That's basically what we're going to do here. So we're going to look at different areas of the firearm for service. We're going to make sure that the firearm is healthy, which is the term they use. Basically make sure that it's being taken care of and all parts are in working condition in areas of inspection, meaning, your striker, your barrel, things like that, different areas for inspection there. We also learned tying into that, we learned different sub-assembly and area components of concern for wear. So think about your barrel, wears down over time. Think about your striker, wears down over time. So those are different areas, your extractor, that will wear down over time and over repeated use of using the firearm. So those are different sub-assemblies, areas, components that we learned that could be concern for wear over time. We learn how to troubleshoot, diagnose, and actually do different kinds of repairs on that platform. We learned about ammo care and how to inspect ammo for like case like case cracks and stuff like that. We learned how to take care and inspect our magazines. And this was something really weird. In week 3, we learned gunsmithing ethics. It's a great thing to learn, but it was just weird that it was put in week 3. Basically, gunsmithing ethics was a video that we had to watch of basically the do's and don'ts of a gunsmith, right? So just for one example, a gunsmith ethic would to be not to leave live ammunition on your workbench. It's just a general safety rule, and a lot of people, it's just not a good idea. If you're like me and you like to mess with stuff and play with stuff, things could end up in the wrong way. So it's just better just to separate that and put that away, because you don't need live ammunition on your workbench. So that's just that. So basically, that's just one example of gunsmithing ethics. Number 2, don't flag people. I mean, this is just basically gun safety was what it was, but it was kind of honed into the gunsmith and the worker. Week 4 was all about customization and modification. So not only did we have to build this, but we actually had to modify this, and I will show you what I mean in just a second. So week 4, we had to learn customization and modification, different modifications and customizations that people do to the striker-fired platform. Think about aftermarket barrels, think about compensators, suppressors, think about aftermarket triggers, different extended controls like extended mag release, extended slide lock, different aftermarket sights, cut for optics, things like that. Everything somebody wants to do when they buy a firearm, basically, is modify the crap out of it. We learned how to do, like, trigger jobs. We learned about the rifling, like how that kind of works, barrel fitment and adjustment, grip modifications, specifically stippling. So this is something that we actually had to do. I'm not very happy about that, and I'll explain why down in my opinions. But we actually had to stipple the pistol, and this does not look the best because it's my first time ever doing it. But this is my stippling of the PSA dagger. You're probably wondering, if you haven't seen this video before, what did it look like before I stippled it? You can find that on the review of this firearm. I've done that purposefully because I wanted to show what the firearm looked like stock before I did anything to it. So you can find that, the PSA dagger review, on my YouTube channel. I'll actually put it down in the description below as well, so you can check that out. So we had to stipple the pistol. That was a long process. We had to do different like sampling types on like different sheets of samples before we actually went onto the firearm itself. We had like a Dremel tool that we used, as well as a wood burner. I use those things coincide for that. So there was that. And then basically we just stippled the pistol. So that was week 4. And week 5 was basically really easy. It was really nothing to it. It was week 5 was review and reflection. So for the course material for week 5, it was basically just reflecting upon everything we've learned from the past 4 weeks. So really, if you want to break it down, it's only a 4-week course, not a 5-week course. So in week 5, we had all the other things that we had in week 1 through 4. We had the discussion, the quiz, and we had a final exam. And then week 3 would have been our midterms, by the way. I didn't mention that. So week 5, we had our final exam, our discussion, our assignment, but we also had a 600-word self-assessment. So basically, a self-assessment would be to kind of reassess and reevaluate what we learned, what we did. Basically, just a reflection and review what I'm doing now, just put into a paper. So that was that, and then that was the end of the course. It was very, very quick, very easy, in my opinion. And it was a great course. There was a lot of good course material there, in my opinion. We learned about quite a few different things that I didn't think would be in the striker-fired platform course, like ammunition, things like that. So it was very cool that we got to learn different things like that, but also staying specifically to that platform of striker-fired pistols. Got to learn a lot about them, how they work, how they function, and how to repair them, obviously, because that's what a gunsmith does. So going down into my opinions, I'm getting ready to close out the video here. It was a great course. Like I said, no real issues. The instructor was cool. The course material was in depth. Here's the thing, though. I didn't like stippling the pistol. And this is something I kind of, like, I tried to email the instructor, and he's like, you have to do it. It's required. So, like I said, we had to stipple the pistol. I didn't really want to. I thought that the stippling on the pistol was adequate enough. I liked it, and I didn't want to mess the pistol up, because actually this is a pistol that I'd been wanting for a while. It wasn't just something that, like, oh yeah, they gave us this pistol. This pistol was used for this course. It wasn't just like that. I've been wanting a PSA dagger for quite some time before I even went to SDI. So I didn't want to kind of do anything like that to kind of mess it up or jeopardize what it's supposed to look like. So I emailed the teacher and I'm like, is it possible that we can just do our practice stipple sheets and be done? He's like, no, you have to stipple it. Here's where I think SDI got on the wrong foot with that, right? And I may be just complaining or whatever, but here's the thing. Like I said, like when I did the associates program at SDI, I did a hand checkering lab, okay? We had to hand checker a wood stock. Now, they didn't send us a whole firearm to checker the stock of. We actually was sent a blank stock to checker. So what I thought would have been more useful, SDI, if you're chiming into this, yes, send us the pistol, let us build it, let us learn about how the components work, because that's the cool factor of it, having a firearm that you can build and keep. But let it be optional, or let it not even be optional, that you send a blank grip. I'm sure you can get those, polymer 80 frames. I mean, now here's the caveat to that. The only problem with that is a lot of frames are serialized. So they're not like your SIG module frames. So yeah, you would kind of run into an issue with having to sign for this one and then sign for another frame that you would be building. But I'm pretty sure they could have figured that out somewhere. I mean, they could have literally sent just a big thing of this and let us practice this. That's practically what we did here. So I think that they should have, to better suit, the options for the student, I think they should have sent, like a bigger version of this. We were sent 2 of these. And then let it be optional. You can either stipple the practice stipple sheets, or you can stipple the practice sheets and then move on to the firearm. Because I didn't really want to stipple it. So now I'm kind of screwed because I can't get it back to its original laser engraved, laser stippling, because I just can't. I don't have a laser stippler. So you could argue that I could just buy another frame for $50 from PSA and be done with it. But I mean, that's one of those things, right? It is what it is. So it's not something like I'm too crazy mad about or anything. It's not even something I'm mad about in general. It's just I kind of wish there was an option. Do I think I did a good job? Yeah, I think it was a decent job, and the stippling's not bad. I'll live with it. But I think it would have been cooler, if that's even a word, if I could have had an option in stippling the pistol or stippling something else, kind of like how we did in the hand checkering lab. So there's kind of my opinion on that. And then also another kind of thing that I want to mention here is, like I mentioned in the last course video for this handgun specialist program, all the videos all the assignments are video requirements. You have to do a video like this, and there is a time limit. I hate the time limit, just like I talked about in my last video. I'm not going to get into that. However, I will say this instructor really didn't care. Like, I went over like 5 minutes on a video, didn't care. And I like that. Shout out to you, man. That was great. Because, like, if I have to sit here and explain something to you and it takes me that long to explain it, screw your time limit. I don't care about your time limit. I want to sit here and do everything I can to make sure that I'm explaining, my assignment requirements to the best of my ability. So you and I have an understanding that I know what I'm doing in the assignment, so I get a good grade on it, if you get what I'm saying. So I think the time limit is stupid. Now, obviously, is there something that needs to be said if somebody makes a 40-minute video? Absolutely. Me personally, as an instructor, like if I was an instructor, I wouldn't want to sit there and watch 40-minute videos every day and then grade them. However, I'm talking about like a 13-minute video, right? It's that, it's do better, SDI. So I think the time limits are dumb, but that instructor was cool, and I think he understood that it was stupid as well. So I would give this course rating a 9 out of 10. I think it was a really cool course, learned a lot of stuff, and then, like I said, got to have one of the pistols and got to own something that I wanted for a while. So shout out to you, SDI, for getting us a PSA dagger. I mean, bought, paid for by the VA, GI Bill, thank you, Uncle Sam. But yeah, it was a very cool course. And then stay tuned. In 4 weeks, I will be coming out with the hammer-fired pistol course review as well. And then there's going to be some other stuff along with that as well. So if you've enjoyed the video, please be sure to slap that like button. If you're new to the channel and you want to get notified every time I make a video, and if you like this kind of stuff, I would really appreciate if you slap the subscribe button with the notification bell turned on so we can grow this YouTube channel and try to be a gun tuber. So thank you for watching, and if you have any other questions, drop it down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.